Hey there, and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, absent-minded professor of knives and all things sharp. Sit on back, grab your pens and paper, class is about to begin. Today, we're taking a look at a newer one from Civivi, the Ortis. Yes, the Ortis. Which I gotta admit, when I first saw it, I thought, Otis? Why are they naming this after an eye? But that's my medical background kicking in, which is really neither here nor there. Before we get too far into the knife, though, let's get the syllabus work out of the way, shall we? For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Here on Fridays, we do mainly knife reviews. Occasionally, I'll do a review of some bit of survival or camping gear, cooking gear, flashlights and lanterns, compasses, that sort of thing, but mainly knives. Then on Mondays, I do knife basics, what you really need to know. Now, this series is aimed more at those who are new to the world of knives and want to know what we mean when we start hauling out all the fancy terms like flat grind, hollow grind, clip point, drop point, that sort of thing. There's still some information in there that those who've been in the knife world for a while can use, and occasionally it sparks some interesting discussions, but it's mainly for those who are new to the world of knives, I will admit. For those of you who have been with us for a while, welcome back. Glad you made it. Just got one question for you, and yes, you know what it is because I ask it every week, and I'm going to keep on asking it. Have you subscribed yet? No? Why not? It's so simple. Just hit that button right down there. It says subscribe. Then you hit the bell next to it. That way you get notified every time I put up a neat new video. It's a win-win situation. You win because you don't miss any of my videos. I win because, well, let's be honest, the more subscribers I have, the easier it is to get all these neat new things. But enough of that. Let's get on to what you really came here for, the knife. Ortis is something of a departure from most of Civivi's style. For one thing, the handles, instead of being G10, are fiber-reinforced nylon, which makes it much lighter, still very nicely textured, so it's very sweet in the hand, nice and comfortable. Pocket clip, which is a deep clip, can be switched for left-hand carry as well as right-hand carry. Unfortunately, you can't switch it for tip down. You're stuck with tip up, but no, that's how most of us carry it anyway. They stained the liners black. Liners are stainless steel, but they've been stained black, so makes it hard to see them. Lock is fairly nice. It covers a good third of the blade, so you've got a solid lock. No play that way. Since it is black, you can't tell too well, but its liners are skeletonized. The blade, instead of being D2 like most Civivis, it's 9CR18 MOV, which is about equivalent to AUS 10. It's still a better steel than most, but a little cheaper than D2, so they lets them get the price down a little bit further. This particular one is being sold for right around $40 to $42. Suggested retail price is $46.95, which is not bad. But, and like most of the others, it does have cage ceramic ball bearing pivots, so yeah, it's very sweet deployment, very easy to close, nicely centered when closed, as you can see. Just all in all, it feels like I'd expect the Civivi to feel. So let's see how it does through our standard barrier test, shall we? Start off with a piece of scratch paper, as always. And let's just see here. Yeah. That's what I've always expected from a Civivi. Sweet. Let's see here. Cardboard. Well, I'll just have to cut some new cardboard to test with. As you can already tell, it'll open a cardboard box quick and easy. Standard corrugated cardboard, as you can see. Punches in nicely. Slices. Shreds. Yeah. No problem with cardboard, that's for sure. Let's see here. What next? Oh, yes. Paracord. Quick length of bright pink paracord. Sliced right through beautifully. Still gorgeous. And let's get down to the tiny loop I can barely hold on to and just get the very tip through. 1, 2. Not bad at all. Leather. Standard piece of heavy cowhide. I've sliced and shredded this to bits. And I just made very short work of that. Very sweet indeed. By the way, I forgot to mention in the beginning, but it is a hollow ground blade, which makes it nice. I didn't test that thumb hole on the fidget factor section, did I? Yeah, it works. My fingers are too thick to make it work well, though. Someone with small fingers could probably flick that open real easy using that. But my fingers are just too thick for that. Standard tea bottle and test. If you have to open up hang packaging, I doubt it's going to be as heavy as a Gold Peak tea bottle. So this makes a perfect test. In beautifully. Right around. Yeah. Sure can't complain about that. Now can we? Let's see here. Paracord, leather. Oh yes. Zip ties. Let's see here. I've got some zip ties here somewhere. There they are. And I started doing this test after a friend who does a lot of gun shows asked me how well a certain knife handled cutting zip ties. Ordinarily, you'd use a pair of diagonal cutters to cut this, but he doesn't always have them, and he still needs to trim the excess end off after he's secured a gun at a gun show. So let's see how it handles this, shall we? That was interesting. It actually... Okay. I cut it, but that was not as smooth as I'd normally expect from a Civivi. Let's try this way. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it's failing the zip tie test. Fortunately, zip ties are not something you normally use a pocket knife for. But most of these would have cut through that zip tie without any problems. This one didn't. So that has to be a strike against it. But a minor one, I will admit, because it still feels great in the hand. It did everything else beautifully. Let's see how it does on wood. Of course, this has been whittled on until there's almost nothing left on it, but you know. Yeah. Smoothing things out to work in the shop. Does wonderful. Let's see here. I'm going against the grain here instead of with the grain. It's still feathering it up fairly nicely, which is good. Let's see here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to do this next test or not with this piece of wood, but we'll give it a try. You never know. Now again, something I say every week, but it bears repeating. I do not recommend you do this as a regular basis. Not with a folding knife. That pivot point is a weakness that is going to give way sooner or later. But one time, just test out the blade. I think it'll be okay. Assuming that this small piece of wood doesn't break. So let's see. Okay. That may have failed the zip tie test. It definitely passed that one beautifully. You baton through that without any hesitation whatsoever. And even before wiping off the blade, I don't see any damage. But you can't always see the damage. Let's get that piece of paper back out here and see how well it does on this. There you go. No damage to that edge whatsoever. So there you have it. Civivi Ortis. Or Otis. No, Ortis. I have no idea where they got the name Ortis. If it was Otis, it would refer to the eye, but it's not. But it's a nice knife. At a very reasonable price. And of course, as always, since it's Civivi, it comes with a black paring pouch and a polishing cloth. And a couple stickers. I wouldn't count on the stickers being there all the time, but this batch does. Yeah, really a nice knife at a fairly reasonable price. And it's available in much more than black on black. There's blue, there's OD green. Let me see here. Go to my distributor's page here. Yeah, there's black with a black washed blade. There's blue. There's OD green with a black washed blade. And there's, now this is interesting. They also have it in Damascus with a carbon fiber handle. That one is almost twice the price, but unfortunately I don't have that in stock yet. But it's pretty enough. I'm going to have to try to get it. But enough of that. I'm starting to ramble on a little bit long, and I do have things to do. So I wish you luck. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. And as always, I look forward to seeing you again next week. I'll leave you with a couple videos over here that I think you'll enjoy. And as always, you can always hit this target over here to subscribe. I hope you do. And we'll see you later. Bye now.